Welcome back to Vibe Podcast. Today we're discussing what we know so far about Tyler Robinson, the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk, a topic researched for us by David Morgan. I'm joined by Charles and Angela.
Good to be here, Alice. As a criminology expert, I'm always drawn to the intricate details of human behavior, especially when it veers into the unexpected and tragic.
And I'm Angela, a history buff. While this story is very much American and contemporary, I'm interested in how it connects to broader themes of political radicalization and community shock throughout history.
Fabulous. Let's dive right into Tyler James Robinson. David's research paints a picture of a 22-year-old from Washington City, Utah, described as squeaky clean by those who knew him. Charles, does this initial description align with what you often see in cases of violent crime?
Not typically, Alice. It immediately raises red flags for a criminologist. The squeaky clean background, the exceptional academic performance, a 34 out of 36 on the ACT, a scholarship to Utah State, pre-engineering, then an electrical apprenticeship program. This is the profile of someone on a clear path to success, not someone who would allegedly commit a political assassination. The lack of any prior criminal record is also significant. It suggests a sudden and dramatic shift, rather than a gradual escalation of criminal behavior.
It's fascinating how quickly public perception can change, isn't it? Historically, we've seen figures emerge from seemingly ordinary backgrounds, only to commit acts that defy all prior understanding. Communities grapple with this, trying to reconcile the person they thought they knew with the severity of their actions. It reminds me of the shock that ripples through a tight-knit community when a respected figure commits an unthinkable act.
Absolutely. The document also mentions his family background. A Mormon family, parents running businesses, registered Republicans, but friends described him as not especially political or religious. Tyler himself was an unaffiliated voter. What do you make of this, Charles?
It adds another layer to the enigma. An unaffiliated voter in a politically active family isn't unusual, but it might indicate a nascent independent streak or a searching for his own ideology, separate from his parents. The fact that the family wasn't especially political makes his later radicalization even more stark. It wasn't something he grew up immersed in. It appears to be a more recent development.
And that recent development is key. We often look for a clear lineage of belief or a specific historical event that shaped a person, but sometimes it's a very personal, individual journey into radicalization, influenced by more contemporary factors like online communities, rather than long-standing family traditions.
Let's move to the day of the shooting itself, September 10, 2025. David's research provides a detailed timeline from surveillance footage. Charles, walk us through the killer's movements on the Utah Valley University campus.
The timeline is critical, Alice, as it reveals a level of planning and premeditation. He arrived on campus at 8:29 a.m. Then, hours later, at 11:50 a.m., he's spotted walking, notably with a distinctive gait, a stiff right leg, a relatively slow pace. This detail is crucial. Surveillance then shows him making his way to the Luce Center. He goes up to the roof at 12:15 p.m., climbs a wall, and crouches down. This is all reconnaissance and positioning.
And then, the moment of the shooting.
Precisely. At 12:22 p.m., he stands, runs across the roof, and here's the crucial detail. His limp is, notably absent, during this movement. This suggests either the limp was exaggerated, or adrenaline allowed him to overcome it, or it was a deliberate physical alteration for anonymity. He lies down in a firing position. 1 minute later, at 12:23 p.m., Charlie Kirk is fatally shot. Immediately afterward, Robinson stands, places the rifle, drops from the roof, and flees, appearing to carry an item. The meticulous detail in these movements points to a highly calculated act.
That detail about the absent limp is incredibly chilling. It speaks to the focus and determination in that critical moment. Throughout history, assassins have often shown an almost theatrical level of planning and execution, sometimes even altering their appearance or behavior to evade detection.
The weapon itself was a Mauser 98.3006 bolt-action rifle, a traditional hunting caliber. And then, the inscribed bullet casings. Charles, what does this tell you?
The weapon choice, a hunting rifle, reflects a certain practicality and perhaps accessibility for someone from a community where hunting is common. But the inscribed bullet casings are where we get a window into his radicalized mindset. These aren't random. They're a deliberate, taunting, and ideologically charged message. Notice his bulges, "Oh, what's this?" and, "If you're reading this, you're gay LMAO," reflect a disturbing immersion in internet meme culture, a way of communicating within a specific subculture.
And then there are the other inscriptions, Charles. Oh bella ciao, ciao, ciao. That's the Italian anti-fascist resistance anthem from World War II. And, hey fascist, catch, referencing the video game Helldivers 2, which has a very clear anti-authoritarian theme. This is where we see the blend of modern internet culture with deep historical and political symbolism. He's not just making internet jokes, he's actively, if perhaps crudely, associating his act with a historical anti-fascist struggle. It's an attempt to legitimize his violence within a perceived ideological framework.
Exactly, Angela. It shows a clear intent to provoke and define his target. The family's report that he became more political in recent years, and his comment that Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate, ties directly into these inscriptions. The alleged Discord messages, referencing retrieving a rifle from a drop point and engraving bullets, are strong evidence of both planning and motive.
The capture of Tyler Robinson also involved his family. Charles, can you explain what happened?
The family played a pivotal role. On the evening of September 11th, a family member, after Robinson confessed or implied his involvement, contacted a friend, who then contacted authorities. Robinson initially resisted, stating he'd rather take his own life than surrender. This is a common pattern in individuals who feel cornered or have committed extreme acts, a sense of desperation. However, family intervention, alongside a youth pastor who was also a court security officer, successfully de-escalated the situation, leading to his arrest around 10:00 p.m. that night. It's a testament to the influence of loved ones in extremely tense situations.
And the charges he's facing?
Aggravated murder, a first-degree felony that's death penalty eligible. Felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, another first-degree felony, and obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony. These are very serious charges reflecting the premeditated and violent nature of the act.
Finally, the community impact. Neighbors described the Robinsons as good, down-to-earth, nice people. How does a community grapple with this kind of event, Angela?
It's profoundly disruptive, Alice. The contrast between Robinson's former reputation and the alleged act leaves the community struggling to reconcile the two. Historically, acts of political violence or unexpected terror from within a community often shatter trust and a sense of security. Governor Spencer Cox's characterization of it as a political assassination highlights the broader implications beyond the individual tragedy. It forces a community, and indeed a nation, to confront the rise of political radicalization and the potential for violence in discourse. People look for answers, for reasons, and often find none that truly satisfy, leaving a deep sense of unease.
From a psychological perspective, the shock waves from such an event can be long-lasting. It challenges the community's understanding of who their neighbors are and the safety of their environment. It can lead to introspection about what factors contribute to such radicalization and how to prevent it in the future.
A truly complex and tragic case. That's all for today. A big thank you to our guest researcher, David Morgan, for providing our topic.